Brace yourselves. The Washington Post has discovered a dangerous link between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. We're going to find out the dark secret of what they both have in common, and we're going to find out that it gets even worse than what the media is willing to admit. You're not going to want to miss this. Many of you may have seen the recent tweet by Elon Musk of his bedside table. It was a fascinating photo for sure. On the table were 4 cans of caffeine-free Diet Coke, alongside what appears to be 2 replica guns and the famous painting of George Washington crossing the Delaware River. There are also a couple of books on the corner, one which appears to be Washington's Rules of Civility, and also, interestingly enough, a Buddhist amulet known as the Vajra George. Now, of course, there were a number of articles written about Musk's bedside table, mostly just descriptive of what was there, sort of an interesting piece. But when it came to the Washington Post, which lives by their own self-owning motto, democracy dies in darkness, they took this infatuation to a whole new level. If you can believe it, the Washington Post actually dedicated an entire article, I kid you not, on the branding power that Diet Coke has on megalomaniacs like Elon Musk and, of course, none other than Donald Trump. Gang, this is not a simulation. This is not a Saturday Night Live skit back when they were actually funny. This is really happening. This article actually passes itself off in the woke neo-Marxist world of leftist liberalism as legitimate journalism. Here's a sample of what the article had to say. Quote, in 2018, the New Yorker stuck a fork in the Diet Coke phenomenon, citing as evidence its unsavory acolytes, including former President Donald Trump and Harvey Weinstein. It is, the magazine declared, the elixir of soft-bodied plutocrats desperate to shed their shady past and possibly a few pounds. Musk has previously proclaimed his love for the beverage. Quote, Diet Coke is amazing, especially the soda fountain version at movie theaters with salt and butter popcorn, he tweeted out in June, following up by saying he doesn't care if it, quote, lowers my life expectancy. And in April, he tweeted this plan to restore the drink's original formula. In a 2007 interview with Inc. magazine, I can't believe I'm reading this, Musk said that at one point he was downing 8 cans of Diet Coke a day, along with several large coffees, a regimen he ultimately had to cut back. Trump reportedly drank as many as 12 cans a day, and he was said to have used a call button on the Resolute desk in the Oval Office primarily as a means of summoning a fresh glass. That's right. Bring me my plutocratic elixir, I'll have your head. Now, gang, wait until you see how the Twitterverse absolutely roasted the Washington Post. It's going to absolutely make your day. But first, click on that link below. Head on over to my special website for the Ready Project food supply. You know we should never wait for an emergency to happen only to regret that we didn't prepare. And no one makes preparing for an emergency more ridiculously easy and affordable than our good friends over at the Ready Project food supply. Gang, their food kits last up to 25 years in storage. They include breakfast, lunches, dinners. Every meal is at least 2,000 calories. And if you act right now, you're going to save 25% off a full 4-week emergency food supply when you click on that link below to my special website. So whatever you do, do not wait. Click on that link and start building your own emergency food supply today. Here's one of my favorite reactions to the Washington Post piece. Ralph Wiggum from The Simpsons. I'm a journalism. That's right. That's what you are, Ralphie. That's what you are. Way to journalism, Washington Post. Correct. Another tweet read, I'm so sorry your life has come to this. Another reads, your boss is still really mad about coming in second in the space race, isn't he? That's referring to Jeff Bezos, who's also the owner of Amazon, of Washington Post and Amazon. And my personal favorite, Hunter Biden's bedside had a bunch of Coke as well. Yeah, that's for sure. Interesting we didn't get any articles on the significance of that. And the reason for that is obvious. What this silly excuse for journalism demonstrates is the tireless media fixation on their incessant attempt at marginalizing the populist right. It's an attempted marginalization that we're seeing, quite frankly, all over the world, like we're seeing currently in Brazil. Do you know what's going on there? They're experiencing what some are calling the single biggest protest in the history of any democratic nation. Tens of millions of people swarmed the streets of Brazil in almost nonstop protests over the past month, protesting the corruption of their last presidential election. Have you heard anything about that of late from our lamestream media? Of course not, because it's not important. And it's not important because it involves supporters of the so-called far-right Jair Bolsonaro. It's the same marginalization, the populist right, we see constantly throughout Western Europe and in the EU, the bullies in Brussels, where genuine concerns about what protesters consider insane COVID policies, as well as NATO brazenly bringing us to the brink of nuclear Armageddon, are all dismissed. Nothing more than the concerns of misinformed conspiracy nuts. Same thing in Trudeau's Canada, where we're told that the Freedom Convoy was just made up of a, quote, fringe minority who held to, quote, unacceptable views. Funny he didn't say that about BLM, even when they were out protesting in the open during the pandemic, of course. The powers that be consistently recast any and all concerns that populist patriots have as anti-democratic, conspiracy-driven, intolerant, racist, xenophobic, misogynist, all in a demonizing effort to exclude such concerns from serious consideration in the public square. But this, I got to tell you, this attempt at trying to marginalize and disenfranchise Elon Musk and Donald Trump with a neo-Marxist deconstruction of Diet Coke, even invoking the likes of Harvey Weinstein, this just goes to show how utterly and desperately straw-grasping these left-wing activist disguised as journalists really have become. The populist revolt against the permanent political class is growing more and more every single day. There is simply nothing they can do to stop it. And with articles like this, it just makes that revolt all the more sweet. As always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You will definitely want to check out my latest video I just uploaded on President Trump making a huge admission about Kari Lake in Arizona. You're going to absolutely love it, so make sure to click on that link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.